Today, Her Majesty the Queen visited Thames Hospice Care in Windsor to mark the 25th anniversary of its opening. The Queen had opened the hospice back in 1987, and now Chairman of the Trustees, Martin Jarvis, invited her to unveil a plaque in commemoration of that visit.
Your Majesty, on behalf of the patients, the staff, the volunteers and the trustees of the hospice, we welcome you here today. We are deeply honoured to receive you here in this special year for Your Majesty to help commemorate the 25th anniversary of Thames Hospice Care. You were kind enough to formally open the hospice back in 1987, so we are delighted to be able to welcome you back and invite you to unveil a plaque marking your visit in our 25th anniversary year.
Chief Executive Jacqueline Clark took the Queen on a tour of the hospice, where she was introduced to staff and patients.
It was a huge honour to have the Queen visit us again. It is hard to put into words what it means for all of those involved that she takes such a genuine interest in the work of the hospice and the lives of its patients and families. When we told our patients that Her Majesty would be visiting a few days before the actual visit, the excitement levels rose immediately, and you could tell that even before she arrived, patients felt uplifted by the prospect. As we have to secure 80% of our income each year in voluntary donations, a visit by Her Majesty gives us an opportunity to recognise volunteers, fundraisers, corporate donors and other supporters, as well as our staff, by inviting them into the hospice to be present on such a momentous day. I'm only sorry that due to security issues and the limitations on space, we couldn't have invited everyone to join us. But, as it was, 250 people were present for a day that will live long in our memories.
I think it's a tremendous boost to everybody who has anything to do with the hospice. And the hospice, of course, has this enormous number of volunteers. I think there are about 500 volunteers who work in the hospice. And to have them, with the Queen here, acknowledging the good that they do to their fellow human beings is wonderful.
During her visit, the Queen was able to hear about the full range of services we offer and also to meet many of our staff, volunteers and supporters. Looking to the future, we're committed to providing even better services to even more people in the communities we serve. One example of this is expanding our hospice at home service. We recognise that sometimes patients will want to stay at home or indeed die at home, and by sending out dedicated nurses to support the families and the patients, we're able to offer support and care and personal choice at the end of life.
Before she left, the Queen signed the visitor book and was then presented with a posy of flowers by 11-year-old Lucy Doyle, whose mother was a patient. Lucy kindly raised money for the hospice by baking and selling cakes.
It shows that what high regard the hospice is held within this area. Because after all, the Queen is the Queen of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, but she is also a local resident here in Windsor. And it's tremendous that she takes the interest in the hospice here in this part of Berkshire.